Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. Look at this. I'm excited about this one. This is the one I've been waiting for. But first, before I proceed any farther, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. This channel is taking off faster than I ever imagined it could. And I appreciate all the support so far. Appreciate the great comments. You guys are great. And I'm really excited about where this channel's going. So with that, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it so much. Now let's get into this one. As you might have noticed from the thumbnail and the title, this is a multi-part series and part one of Blast from the Past Survivors. And these models right here are classics. And I don't just mean that because one's a 40 Ford Coupe and one's a 36 Ford Coupe. I mean classics as they are from 1960 and 1961. So these are original issue kits built by my dad back in 60 and 61 when he was growing up there. And he may have been, I think he graduated in 61, so he was just high school, upper high school when he built these. And just wanted to, he's actually been gracious enough to let me borrow these, all of his older cars that he had. These are the only two of his that survived from his growing up and when he was building models. For whatever various reasons there may have been, that the other one just come up, whatever happens. Sometimes we move and things happen like that, but these two actually happen to survive. A little bit of history on these cars, not a whole lot, but just a little tidbit here. First of all, I asked my dad. I asked him how he got into building model cars, and he had one simple answer. He said, "I liked cars." There might have been another factor in there. His dad run a body shop. When my dad was a kid, his dad had a body shop where my dad grew up there, and so he had a growing up around cars anyway. So he just got into the model scene too. So just really excited to show these and talk about these cars here. And one time when he said when he was after he built these two cars, he entered them both in a model contest. Didn't win anything for him, but he took them there. He was proud of them, and he just enjoyed doing it. And my dad just built model cars just because he loved it. And I think that rings true with most of us that build these cars. Now, the interesting thing about these cars are both of these cars are brush painted. This 36 Ford, his sister painted this. She mixed the paint from the little tester bottles and the thinner, and she mixed the paint up and sat there at the table and she painted this car for him. Now, it's got areas of fading, but I tell you what, I love what time has done to this car, because if you look right up in here, and I tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to get a pointer so my chubby fingers don't get in the way. But right here on this paint, that would have probably been the original color of that. Just a beautiful lavender, like purple, I don't know, iris maybe you'd call that. I don't really know, but she brush painted all of this whole car for him, and dad brush painted this one. So she sat there at the table and she got all painted, and then Dad went ahead and finished it. And he did not glue the top on. If I recall, this kit had option for the standard top, the non-chopped version, or the chopped version, which is what he has on it. And I believe it also came with a convertible top option as well. But he didn't glue the top on because he said he wanted to be able to take the top off so you can see inside. So I'm going to pull this top off real quick, and we'll just set it to the side. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? That's just old school cool. And that's neat. Looking at these, it's like this is how they were. This is how the cars looked back then, and it was just replicated in the models. And this is just some awesome stuff. He's got the little roll bar in there. Look, it's got a little supercharger on it. Looks like it. And don't quote me on this, guys. I'm not sure, but it looks like it could be a Buick or an Oldsmobile engine. Not 100% on that. I forgot to ask Dad, and I don't know if he'd remember anyways, but it's awesome nonetheless, huh? But you can see that. You can see right in here that difference in that shade to where it's faded over the years. But I think it adds a really, really nice, it almost looks like it's pearlized in there or something. But that's just really, really cool. This was an AMT kit. Like I said, originally released in 1961, according to ScaleMates. They seem to be fairly accurate from what I can tell. So see here now we got the Roadster version. Without the cowl, of course, but and of course we got the bottom side there. So this is just really, really, it's got the pinstriping graphics there on the trunk lid or rumble seat lid. But just a nice example, clean example of an old classic model car. We'll set that one back down. And he didn't glue the bodies down. And one part was that for he didn't have to worry about glue globs, and if he decided to change something on it later on, all he had to do is pull it apart and get at it. You're not breaking corners off of plastic and all that kind of stuff. So that was, I think, his thinking behind that, as him and I talked about it at one point in time. Now the 40 Ford, again, he brush painted this. And this was a time, I think, in the 57 Ford comparison video, I mentioned something on there that AMT had their own lacquer spray paint. Well, at one time when he was telling me when he was building these, the spray cans, I guess, weren't quite readily available yet. So they did a lot of their painting with the brush. So, and if you look at this, I mean, look at this top. I'll bring this up here close. But look, there, I mean, if you can see any at all, there's very little brush strokes in this. That is just an amazing job with a brush. And see, they had time to perfect that back then, because if that's all you had, and you know, you didn't have the spray cans, then you worked at that and you could get a really nice finish on the car. Now see, that would be more like what the color was. And then it's just faded into this over the years, which gives it a really, really cool patina look. Spotlights there. Custom grill in this one. Set him down there where he sits. There we go. Now we'll look at this 40. And again, he didn't glue the body down. So if he ever wanted to change something later, he could, and he wouldn't have to worry about no glue globs. But this, I don't know if you've ever seen the box. I wish I had a picture of it. I apologize. I don't have the picture of the box. He didn't have a box anymore, obviously, but these appeared on the box, and they actually had some more. They actually had some more flames that would have. Let me get this down here where you can see it, of course. They would have had more flames on the door here, and I think up on the fenders. But he's put some here on the wheel covers. The white running boards there, just a nice contrast. And then he's got the license plate rod benders there. Little car club. They got part of, you know, cruising the West Coast or wherever they want to go. Just cruising along. There's some pinstriping. He's got a little roll bar in that one too, in case he gets a little heavy on the gas. Turn loose of my stick there. But he's got a little couple decals here. The little moon eyes, popular, and he's got some, it looks like probably 6.1 barrels on there, I would assume. But yeah, just some really, really cool stuff. So just really neat. And then if you can see that interior, look at that. This just screams the era. I mean, these are so cool. And I remember when I was a little kid, Dad had these in a cabinet at home there. And I would just sit there. I couldn't open the doors. I was a little kid. I wasn't allowed to open the doors. But I would just go in there and I would just look in that cabinet at these things. And I just thought they were so neat. And again, the bottom of this one. But just preserved. So as these were built in 1960 and 61, they appear just like they did. He didn't keep the hoods on them. And I think he did that on purpose, just to give it that custom look to it. And of course, the hoods are long gone, obviously. But he had one, as I was talking to him about doing this series, he had one, actually, it was two models that he really liked that he wished he still had. And that was I believe it was the AMT 1960 Ford pickup truck and a 1960 Ford convertible. And the truck came with a trailer. And don't quote me on this, guys. If anybody knows, please leave it in the comments section for me. But I think I've heard where that 60 Ford truck and trailer actually, if it's not released already, I think I heard some talk about that possibly being released again anyway. So that's going to be really cool. Maybe I can put something together for him, and maybe I can recreate that at some point in time for him. Just a little as a little thank you for helping me get into the hobby. And that's one thing I'll say. When I got in, it was because my dad was building model cars when he was a kid. And he had these models, and I watched him build some when I was just a little kid that we're going to get into in these next couple videos. And then I would start to build a little bit, and then I kind of got out of it. And then my cousin had a lot of models, and he was really into models, and he kind of re-sparked me up. But I thank my dad for the most for getting me into this, because it's a fantastic hobby. It's fun, and I've always looked at it like this: you can virtually have any old car you want with a model car, and you don't have to put gas in it, oil, anything. You can just sit there and enjoy it, and that's my way of thinking on it. But this has been part one in this series. I'm not sure exactly how many. We may have about 4 parts to this, but I'm just taking some of his cars that he's built in the past, and just thought I'd put together this little Survivor series, because this is really cool, guys, to see something. Have I said this is cool? This is really cool. Really cool to see these that just are this age and still that nice and still around for us to look at and enjoy. And I wanted to share it with you guys. You guys are great so far. I can't say enough about how excited I am where this channel is going, and the response I've gotten. It's just been wonderful. Have I said it's been wonderful? I think so. Thanks, guys. Hey, this is Eric from Eric's Model Garage. Until next time, we'll hit you up with part 2 again, and we'll look at some other old classic cars. Matter of fact, I'll just give you a heads up. We're going to look at 3 classic Mopars. I'm going to leave it at that, but that's the next episode coming up for you. So with that, I want to say thank you. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. God bless you guys. Thank you so much, and happy modeling.